Hello, my sweet friend. It's Christina, and welcome to a new episode of the Art K Coach podcast. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award-winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Well, hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to another episode of the Art K Coach podcast. Christina here. I'm so happy to be back. I just took a week away with my family. We went away on holidays and it was so good. We didn't do anything like big and special. We just went to visit my mother, who lives in Spain, in Cantabria, and she lives in the middle of the mountains. So it was very relaxed time with nature, doing absolutely nothing and walking around. We took the dog. We found a dog beach, which was great because it was just for dogs. So she had the most fun. We had the most fun. It was a very nature awareness time and a lot of, family time, me time, and disconnecting from everything. It was really, really recharging. So I decided that today I wanted to share with you why it's important to take a break now and then, even every day. I think I mentioned this before with the time management episodes, and in the time management class that I teach, I always also talk about this. But I wanted to reinforce that, I guess, because I'm coming, recharge and renew with in touch with nature, really taking a break from everything. Even my friends were from the cake world were like, where are you? You've been lost for a whole week. And I'm in the middle of revealing a cake collaboration, so it could be a very hectic time. I'm receiving all the work from the people participating in the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts cake collaboration. And I decided, like, you know what? Just let it into my inbox. Um, I'll just answer that I got it, and I will work on it when I go back home because I really need a break. I needed a break, and actually, we came back a few days ago, and I'm still on a break because I decided to remodel the rooms of my daughters. So we're doing some things in the house, very creative, which is good. I love being creative all the time, not only with the cakes, and it keeps me in touch with the creative side, but away from what I call work. And this morning, actually, I came back and I was like, oh, I left an episode for last week. It was already pre-recorded, the one that you listened to last week, but I didn't record an episode for this week. I forgot about it. And I like to come here Tuesday mornings and just to record the episode. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to record it, but what am I going to talk about? Because I didn't have anything prepared. I said, well, I'm going to talk about taking breaks because taking breaks is important. So that is what today's episode is about. However, I wanted to start the episode with a different shout out to our sponsors. I'm not going to be adding sponsors posts in the middle of the episode because I really, really wanted to talk about one of our dear sponsors, Delicious Magazine, and our dear Kelly, because she invited me a couple months ago to participate on an interview for the podcast on the August, who was going to be published in the August issue of Delicious Magazine. It came out actually 2 weeks ago. It came out on the 1st of August, and I have no words to thank her for the beautiful display that she put in, that she included into the magazine, that she featured into the magazine about the RK Coach podcast. Thank you so much, because she asked me a few questions. I just answered a few questions, but she tailored it so beautifully, and the magazine is so packed with tutorials, with, I mean, the best of the best in the industry are there. Tutorials, step by steps. You have information about products, information about upcoming event. She's actually giving a window to a lot of people to showcase their work, through cakes then and now. So you can post like the first cake that you made and how far you have come till today. You can post cake about different topics. She was incentivizing people to talk about, to show their Barbie cakes, to show their summer cakes. To She's always inviting people to be part of their magazine, and of her magazine, Delicious Magazine. And it's so beautiful that she's opened up these communities to so many people. The magazine is, every single month is better. I cannot recommend it enough. I know we have several magazine partners, but each one of them is different. Each one of them have their own place. And this month, Delicious Magazine, not only because the RK Coach podcast is featured there, but it's actually beautiful, filled with information tutorials. So I'm going to be leaving the links here in this episode. Please go check it out. You can buy each month, or you can subscribe, and you actually get a discount if you subscribe. So I recommend you to do so. It's a beautiful magazine, and of course she's very busy organizing the DMA awards for next year, which are going to be amazing. I hope we're going to be there. um, it's going to be great. So thank you so much, Kelly, for letting the RK Coach podcast be featured in the magazine, for being one of our sponsors, for opening this window for so many people. Thank you for the beautiful feature that you did for me and the podcast. It's heartwarming, because this is, like I always say, this is a job that I'm sitting down in front of my computer in my room by myself. It's a very lonely place. Not in a bad sense. I like my space, and I feel very comfortable in this space. But it's lonely. It's just me, and seeing the product of my work display in such a beautiful magazine, it was a moment of pride. It was a moment of pride and joy, and thank you so much for it. So big shout out to Kelly, and big shout out to Delicious Magazine. I will be leaving the links here, and stay with me, because we are going to talk in today's episode about taking breaks, why is important, and why is healthy to step away from your cake business for a little while. So, today's episode, like I mentioned before, it's all about stepping away, taking a time, refresh, recharge, and all of this because I just came back from my short vacation. It wasn't, like I mentioned, it wasn't like I didn't go to a Caribbean, to an all inclusive hotel, fine, but I went to my mom's house, which is as well and as great as an all inclusive, just uh, having mom's food, and just putting the conversation up to date. Even though we live, I mean, closer, she used to live in Venezuela, now she lives in Spain, still like 8 hour drive to her house, but it's a beautiful drive through the mountains, because she lives in the mountains in Cantabria in Spain. So it was very beautiful. It was very um it was really a time to relax and to take a step back and stop all the noise, stop all the um all the rush and all the worries that having your own business represents. And it reminded me of when I used to go to the gym very frequently, not anymore. I will, but not anymore. But my trainer in the gym, my teacher, the coach, he used to say that in order for your muscles to grow properly, or to lose weight the way you wanted to lose weight, you needed to rest. Rest was as important as working out, because it gives the muscle the time to heal, to renew, and to grow in a healthy way. And I cannot stop but thinking that we, as cake artists, or anybody who owns their own business, but again, this podcast is for cake artists. So we, as cake artists, as cake decorators, bakers, pastry chefs, all of you who are listening to this episode, we if you work for somebody else, it's a hectic job. It's you're most of the time you're on your feet, you're constantly working, you're constantly in a rush. And if you work for yourself, you have that, and add running the business, social media, taking in customers, dealing with the orders, everything that we do, right? And it is like forcing a muscle to overwork all the time. And it's no different than going to the gym every day and not taking a break ever. What happened if you do that, you're going to probably get injured. If you go to the gym and you don't take breaks and you just pull a muscle, I'm sorry, you work out a muscle, you're gonna pull that muscle out, and you're probably gonna get injured, and then you're gonna have to be forced to rest. I think of that analogy for our business and our lives. If we overwork and just don't take breaks and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, there's going to come a day, and I'm talking from experience, it's going to come a day that your body, your mind, your emotions are going to say, you know what, stop it. And you're going to get injured in any of those areas. Okay, you can get overworked, and you can get tired, exhausted. You can suffer from fatigue. You can have sleep problems. You can have health issues, all of that. And that's going to make you stop. So before that happens, because like I said before, I never talk about something that I haven't lived it before. And I have lived it. I lived this. I have overwork because always thinking, I used to be of the mentality that if you stop, everything was going to keep going and moving but you, and you're going to miss out. I have an issue of missing out, not doing, but missing out. I'm missing out the next information. I'm missing out the next event. I'm missing out the next K collaboration. I'm missing out to the next client. I'm missing out everything. And you're not actually missing out anything. That's absolutely nonsense. You're not. Is in your mind, is in your head, and the only thing that I was getting was very tired, very sick, until my body this year said, you know what, stopped. Stop at the point that, I've been suffering from back pain and from health issues for a while now. And now it's exhausting, but in the other side, it's not because I don't want to be sick anymore. I don't want to be in pain anymore. I want to be active again. And it was actually, I'm not going to say it was my fault, but it was my responsibility. I didn't stop. And taking breaks, and I always encourage people to take breaks even during their work day. But taking breaks on a vacation is so important, it's so essential. It's your mental health, it's your physical health, it's your family health, is everything around you, that when you stop and you put your head above above the noise of your work, and above the noise of the next delivery, the next cake, the next client, the next bill to pay, the next I don't know, social media post. When you do that, you put your head above that, it's like there is a world outside of all of this, and I was missing that out. I wasn't missing the next client, I wasn't missing the next cake, I wasn't missing the next collaboration, I was missing out the tree, my kids' conversation, walking with my husband, being with my family, seeing nature, visiting different places. And you don't have to spend much. Like I said, you don't need to go to the Caribbean and an all inclusive to feel that. You just need to stop. That's it. All you do is you need to stop, and you need to recharge. That's what happened for me this week. And it's funny because a lot of things have happened. I could do like a 2-hour episode just talking about all of the things that have come to my knowledge, and to my that I have learned, that I have seen about myself, and about my job, and about work, and about the podcast, and about everything. But no, today we're going to focus on understanding why it's important to take a break, why it's beneficial, what strategies we can use to take those breaks, and to enjoy your vacations guilt free. That's what I want for you today. So keep up with me, and I'm going to talk about first a few of the downsides of not doing it, and then I'm going to give you some tips on how to recharge and take the best out of your free time. Mental and emotional burnout are facts we face when we are in charge of our business. We wear so many hats. We wear so many hats at the same time, as cake artists, as cake decorators, all of the professions that I mentioned before related to the cake artistry world. And on top of that, we are parents, we are partners, husbands, wives. We have dogs, we have family, we are children, we have parents to take care of. We have so many things. We wear so many hats that it's very easy to lose it. It's very easy to get very tired, and you pay the toll physically, okay, emotionally. There are a lot of things that will work against you if you don't stop for a little while. You don't need to stop forever, but if you don't stop for a little while. I did some research, and it's funny because the research suggests that the typical attention span for adults is between 10 to 20 minutes, and it's decreasing because of technology. Um, Funny, because how many hours do you spend doing one thing? It's not 10 or 20 minutes for sure. How many hours do we spend sitting down in front of a computer working? How many hours do we spend standing up in the kitchen or decorating a cake or creating a sugar paste, a modeling piece, or you know, creating the next, designing the cake for clients? It's not 10 or 20 minutes for sure, right? What happened is after 10 or 20 minutes, according to research, people, this vary, of course. My In my case, I have trained myself, and I trained myself. I will share with you some techniques that I use. I shared here before, but I will share it again. And for me, it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes, then I stop. 30 minutes, then I stop. Because in 30 minutes to an hour, depends if what I'm doing is very progressive. Because if what I'm doing is monotonous, 30 minutes is like, that's it. But if what I'm doing is progressive, what I mean progressive is like it's building one thing on top of the other. For example, my sugar paste modeling pieces, I can be there for hours and I forget that the world exists. So it's different. It's a different thing, right? But 30 minutes for me is it's good. That means that if you can focus on a task or an activity during this time, let's say 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, your attention the rest of the hour is going to decrease. And when your attention decreases and your mind gets in charge and your thoughts start to kicking in, you start to think of other things. You start to get overwhelmed with the bills that you have to pay. You start to think about the things that you have to do tomorrow. You have to start to think about, you have to pick up your kids from school, but you forgot to buy the groceries, so I will go to the, so the attention that you're actually putting in the task that you're doing is nothing, and you're just getting overwhelmed and stressed. You cannot take a vacation every single day, of course. You cannot take a vacation every single week, of course, but you can take breaks. And breaks are as important as vacation. I wanted to tackle that first. I've mentioned this before in the time management classes, but I wanted to mention it again. And I'm going to give you in a few minutes the technique that I use, some techniques, but the technique that I use to work this out. First, I want you to be aware of what are some of the consequences of overworking and not taking a break and not taking time for yourself. We're talking on a range of fatigue and exhaustion. Okay, that word was complicated for me. Fatigue and exhaustion. There you go. Sleeping problems. I've been there, done that. I mean, how many times you just want to go to sleep? You're just too tired, but you just can't. Your immune system gets weakened. You increase the risk of chronic conditions and disease, not to mention stress and anxiety, burnout, depression, decreased cognitive function. You cannot concentrate as you used to. Then, of course, you have family and social strain. I have to say that I'm guilty of that because I mean, my family is the best. They put up with everything that I do right now. My kids are on holidays. My husband is on holiday. They're all on holiday here at home. And I'm here recording this episode, and they're trying not to make noise. They're the best. And I ask a lot of them. And they deliver. I have to say, they're there for me. But sometimes I feel, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like I needed to be there for them more. Like I said, this podcast is like my confessionary. So that's one of the things that I'm planning on keep doing: more family and more social time. My friends, it's like, no, I'm working. No, I have things to do. It's like, I can stop this and I can go grab a coffee with you, because that's important. Work life balance, because it's life is more than this. Life is way more than this. You limit your career growth when you are overworked and burned out. Why? Because you cannot pay attention to everything that's going on. You decrease the quality of your work. Been there as well. There are times that I just look at things, I'm like, what's wrong with me? I cannot, I cannot model a face anymore, or I cannot, decorate a cake straight anymore, because I'm so tired, I'm so burnt out that I just can't. I rather stop and do it in the next day if I can. um I mean, it reduces happiness overall. It causes a big impact in our well-being, and you end up with a lack of enjoyment of everything that you do. So everything that you started, when you started your cake business, I remember when I started my cake business, I started it because funny. I wanted to have more time with my family and my kids. Like, oh no, I'm gonna work this from home and I will have more time. Nah, wrong. And because I'm sure you're listening and you know what I'm talking about. We all started like, no, because I'm gonna work this from home and I'm gonna be with my kids, and then cake life happens, and you end up having less time. But I guess that happens to anyone with with a pro with a business that is their own business. They're entrepreneurs, because I mean, you're everything, you wear all the hats. But that enjoyment of why you started, that reason why you started, it just fades away because you're just tired. You're just too tired. So what is the key to balance all of this? Taking breaks. Now, how many breaks you're going to take and how long those breaks are going to be, that's the key, is to manage that. Now, taking breaks is a must. I mean, doubting not taking break is out of the question. And newsflash, people, because I've been there. I've done that. You're not missing anything out. Social media is going to keep being social media. Your customers are going to come back. Your I don't know, your cake world is just going to be there because everybody else is also busy and everybody else is also needing to take a break. So it's okay. It's healthy. You can do it. That's me telling it to myself. But yes, you can do it. It's a must. Okay? It's a must to take a break. So let me explain in the next part how taking breaks can improve your focus, your creativity, and your decision making, and ultimately leading to better performance. There are a lot of benefits on this. So here it is: mental clarity. It reduces stress, it enhances creativity, and increases overall satisfaction of your work. Um, there's so many positive things about taking regular breaks, from being more creative to lowering your stress to being able to think outside of the box, to solve problems that you were not able to solve before, to create better quality work, to find yourself in your work and realize, this is my voice, this is who I am, this is me. All of that just from taking a break. You can take many kinds of break. You can take short micro breaks, and that's something that I try to do every day. Long restorative breaks or extended time off like a vacation. Micro breaks, not microwaves, micro breaks work in the following way. You can take minutes, okay, just minutes, to improve your concentration and to prevent burnout every day. I use something that is called the Pomodoro technique. I have shared this before, and I do share this with my coaches in the time management coaching sessions and in the time management classes. The Pomodoro, I didn't invent this. Okay, it's not mine. I read it in a book, then I listened to it on another podcast, and I started using it and applying it, and it works. What is it? You set a time to work. For me, like I said, is 30 minutes. I'm sorry, 30 minutes. The spam attention was 10 to 20. For me, 30 minutes is okay. So I start working on an activity for 30 minutes, but those 30 minutes is like I'm not doing anything else. What I'm doing is I am turning off my phone, taking away all of distractions, and just focusing on the task that is in front of me. I put an alarm for 30 minutes. After those 30 minutes, I take a 5-minute break. In those 5 minutes, I walk. I go for a glass of water. I get a coffee. I take my dog out 5, 10 minutes. That will be more than five, of course. But I stop and do something totally different. And I avoid using social media or looking at my phone. I avoid it. Not, I mean, sometimes you can't because you have to answer calls or send a DM or whatever, but I try to avoid it. Why? Because those 5 minutes are going to be absolutely the opposite of what I was doing. So my brain, my mind can like refresh from what I was doing. After those 5 minutes, or 10 if I take my dog out, or 15, I don't know, whatever it takes, I go back to what I was doing and I start again for another 30 minutes until the task is done. Sometimes I work with tasks done, sometimes I work with time frame. That's for another episode, and there's more of it in the time management episode. But the thing is that I take regular short breaks so I have the time to breathe. Or just, go and check on my kids if they're at home. Or, call my mom, see how she's doing. Just doing something different from what I'm doing. What happens is when you come back, it's like you're looking at everything that you were doing like it was new, like it is fresh. And even things that you were not sure how you were going to do it, it just clarifies. It's very good. So I recommend very much to use this strategy. You can start with 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break. You can go up to 45 minutes work, 15 minutes break. I mean, whatever works for you. But the important thing is that when you're working on the task that you're working, you're only doing that. And then when you're stopping. You're really stopping. You're doing something absolutely different that you were doing. Then you have long restorative breaks. You can take a nap in the middle of the day if you can. Okay. When I can, I take 20, 25 minute power naps. For me, it works because when I am up again, it's like I'm a new person. It does work. Or longer naps if you can, or if you can and if it works for you. For me, if I take a nap longer than half an hour, I will be a zombie for the rest of the day. So for me, 20 to 25 minutes, it's enough. You can take an afternoon if you can. You can take 2 hours if you can, but it will be longer than the 5 minutes we were talking about. Weekends. I know we work a lot on weekends. I don't do it anymore because I'm not baking cakes anymore. My work is different now. I've been talking about this, but I remember when I was just a cake. Just it sounds bad when you say just a cake artist. Not when I was a cake artist, not just because we do a lot. When I was a cake creator, cake artist, weekends were, the busiest time. So what I did is I programmed Monday or Tuesday as my break day. That was a day that was like off for me. No buying supplies, nothing to do with cakes, just going out, maybe meeting a friend, picking up my kid from school, sleeping late if I could. But I tried to take a day of the week off. It used to work on Wednesdays. I don't know why it used to work on Wednesdays for me. Wednesday was my day off because weekends were hectic. Nowadays it's different. I work from Monday to Friday a lot, so weekends are like sacred. I do not work on weekends unless I have like a deadline for a collaboration or there's something specific to be done for the podcast or for the groups, maybe a live. But I don't because it's my time, and I sleep late, I watch TV, I sleep naps on the couch. I do all of that so I can really, really take a break. And of course, there are vacations. Program your vacations. Having a vacation is so important. You cannot just work. You need to take a vacation now and then. I don't know how many times a year. I don't know if it's one long vacation a year, 1 week a year, 2, 3 weeks a year. I don't know. Whatever your business allows you to do, but especially if you're a business owner, we tend to live working all the time because we don't separate work from our lives, and we need to do it. This breaks, even if it's going for a walk, going for exercise, practicing mindfulness, having a hobby, meditating, going on a vacation, taking 5 minutes just to grab a cup of coffee, looking out of the window and not thinking about anything. All of these strategies are breaks that are going to help our mind reset, rest, restore. And when we come back way more creative, way more happy. We are happier. Sorry, we are filled with ideas. I just came back from vacation, and my mind is going crazy because I have so many ideas for the groups, so many ideas for the podcast, so many ideas, so many things that I want to do, and so many things that I want to stop doing. Because that's the thing. It made me think fresh, like I was, doing this and this and that. I was like, wait a minute, when you stop, it's like, wait a minute, do I really need to do 10 things? Maybe I can do four and still it's going to be good. One of the things that for me was crucial was taking a break from social media, because social media is there and it's not going to disappear. And when you come back, people are going to still be there, and they're not going to miss you. That's another thing. You think, oh, they're going to miss me because I'm not going to be there answering their messages. No, they're not. They're not, because they're in their own lives. They're in their own things. They are, they have a lot in their minds as well. So no, they're not going to miss you, but they're going to be happy when you come back, because when you come back, they're like, oh, you're here. Great. So you're not missing out anything. Your business is not going to go down the toilet because you don't post on social media for a week. It's not. Because when you come back, you post twice. That's it. That's it. Take a break from social media. It's so rewarding. Just take a break from it. Okay. Just keep listening to the podcast if you can, but don't take a break from the podcast. But take a break from social media if you can. It's so important to take breaks. I'm going to give you now. I'm going to take a small break now so we can talk about one of our sponsors. And when we come back, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to overcome. I'll have to overcome now. A few tips on how to take those breaks and things that you can do that has nothing to do with the cake world. As your cake coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one, and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you, and I want you to stay safe and stay creative. Okay, my friends, to wrap up this episode, I want to give you a few tips of things that you can do that has nothing to do with your cake world or with your cake business, that can help you just, take those little breaks that sometimes we need. Before that, I just want to remind you something. One of the most effective ways to avoid burnout, to avoid being stressed and not taking the time that you need, is, of course, time management. And if you need any help on time management, if you need any help on that feeling of being overwhelmed, overworked, not knowing how to organize your time, setting priorities, having a clear goal in mind and a clear purpose, here I am, yours truly. I'm here to help you. Just book a free discovery call with me. See if we can work together, or at least if I can help you with a few tips on how to manage your time as cake artist properly. So, time management, setting priorities, and a clear communication with your customers. If it is you running the business, with your clients or with supervisors, if you work for somebody else, is essential to create that break, or that space for you. um Next time, and these are the tips that I'm going to give you. Next time you program your day or your week or your month or your year, whatever it is that you program. I used to, for me, I program weekly. I have an overall goal for the year. I do trimester. By trimester, I do a new goal setting and check up on my goals, but I like to program weekly. Okay, that's what I do. So take in consideration these things that you can do or you can schedule in your time to take small breaks. Lunch date could be with a friend, could be with your spouse, could be with your girlfriend, boyfriend, your other half, or could be with yourself. But a lunch date, just put it there in your calendar. 24 hours of no social media. That could be another thing to put in your calendar. Like, this day, I'm off from social media. I'm not answering DMs, I'm not doing anything. One day outdoors. Book a day, just program it. Book a day, just be in nature. That's it. One night out, could be with friends, could be with your significant other, but one night out. When was the last time we went out? At night. For me, it's been a while, but I do other things. I do go. I walk on nature as much as I can. But a date night. And if you don't have anybody, just have a date with yourself. Just go out and have something with you. Like, what would I want to do? I want to do this. Breakfast out. I love breakfast out, like a brunch or breakfast with a friend. A movie night, preferably in a movie theater, because that will make you get out of the house or get out of the business. But a movie night will be great. You can also program a day of service. Reach out in your community. Who can you help? What can you do for others? Because when we do for others, we really disconnect from everything else. And a day to yourself, just a day to be with yourself. What do you want to do? And if you have family and kids and a lot of things, people to take care of, that you cannot do it by yourself, a day with your family and kids. But I used to, my grandfather used to say, when you are with somebody, either your kids, your husband, or somebody else, for 1 hour, just talk about something they want or they like. Let them talk. Ask them things about themselves. So just 1 hour every week. Like, do it with your kids, do it with your husband. 1 hour. And that will improve relationships a lot. And that will give you time to just, you know, just step away from your work and your worries because you're listening to somebody else. That's another thing you could do. I promise you, if you, one of these things, you program one of these things a week, let's say 1 month, four of these ideas, you just book four of these ideas in your calendar for 1 month. And we'll talk about that. You tell me in the comments. You can leave me a comment here on Spotify. You can tell me, how did you feel, how did that work for you? And I'm sure, I assure you, you will come back recharged, filled with new ideas and creativity, and looking at your cake business as a brand new toy on Christmas morning, and not as the cause of your misery and stress. For sure, I'm telling you, this works. So Let's just recap some of the points that we talk about it today. Um, Overworking, not taking breaks can lead us to a lot of not fun stuff like fatigue, sleeping problems, exhaustion. I having issues with that word today. Weaken our immune system, stress, anxiety, burnout, depression, family and social strain, work life imbalance, um, reduced happiness, lack of enjoyment. All of those things are the consequences of not taking breaks. You can use the Pomodoro technique that I mentioned before: 30 minutes to work, 5 minutes break, or 45 minutes work, 15-minute break. And you will see how you're going to improve the quality of your work, and you're actually going to feel rested. And if you can, manage your time properly, set priorities, talk to the people around you, be true to your clients, to your customers, to your supervisors. If you work for somebody else, tell them that you do need that break and you will be on a break. And during that day, that weekend, or that week, you will be really away. But when you come back, you will be there for everybody else. Take breaks from social media if you can. That's a must. That's very important. And plan in your calendar things that are good for you, like a day outdoors, lunch date, a night out, a breakfast out, movie night, date of service, or a day for yourself. Take all of this in consideration. And if you need further help, if you need more help with it, remember you can always book a discovery call with me, and I can help you set those boundaries, because I've been there. I've done that. I've done the opposite of not doing it, and I know the consequences. So um, I start making changes, and now I can see the rewards. That's it. That's all I do. All that I share with you are things that have worked for me. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for this podcast, please leave me your comments on the social media platforms or on Spotify. You can leave comments and answer questions already in Spotify if you're listening from Spotify. Thank you so much for being here today. Today is not going to be that long. Like I said, I'm prioritizing my time, and I'm finishing this episode. And I'm going to keep painting my daughter's room because we're doing great changes in the rooms. Probably I'm going to be sharing some of the pictures in the social media, so you will see it. Thank you so much for listening today. I know probably some of you are on vacation. August is a very lazy month, but it's also important to be lazy. So thank you so much for listening, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I will say goodbye as I always say goodbye. Stay safe and stay creative, my friends. See you next week. My sweet, sweet friend, if you like this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode. That is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review. Leave me a couple of stars, or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm would put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me, because I will answer you back. Of course I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience. Or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening. And please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of these episodes.